welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would share with you guys today something that I had an idea about early last year, and I didn't get to follow through with it, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it today and we'll see how it turns out. So I've created this this is one of my journals for 2021, and as you can see, I did play with those papers. So I played with these papers. I'm gonna turn it this way so that it can fit in, and I showed them on another video. You can just see it, those papers there, so I'm not gonna flip through and show you what they look like. But anyway, beautiful marble papers. My son came in and touched it, and I've got a little bit of spotting going on here, but that's fine because I'm actually going to add some gold in it. But this just adds into the antique look of the book. So as you can see here, this is not exactly straight, but this is my book, so that doesn't concern me. I have, however, tried out something a little bit different here. I wanted to originally go higher than what I've gone, but this is perfect because this book is just a standard 6x9, I believe. Yeah, just a standard 6x9. So if I do want to, or when I do one of my bigger books, I'll play around with those a little bit more. But as you can see, I like the way that I stepped my hubs and just did a little bit different on the hub. They did take a little bit more time, so yeah. But anyway, just talking about what I've done. So the way that I achieved this, it was actually pretty neat because I was playing around with my acrylics, and so I was doing this color here. I went ahead and used that same paint to dye some some of this seam binding, crinkled it up. And I may go ahead and do some other lacing and stuff, but I don't know if I want all of that off in this journal because this is going to be my basic writing journal. But anyway, just bear with me here. I'm walking myself through this. So I have a piece of something that looks like this, and I kept it attached to the shelf above my desk here so that I wouldn't forget about it, because if I just threw it somewhere, I would have forgot all about it until the idea came back to me. But anyway, I have a strip. It's thicker than this and about half this length. It's just attached there to remind me that I wanted to go back in and do this, or give this a try anyway. So we're gonna see if it works. So all I've done, guys, is I've taken, you know it, I'm telling you, trying to find cheaper ways of doing stuff to where you can still have something beautiful, right? I've taken just some acrylic paint, and what I've done is, this is just pure gold. That's the color that this one is. But I also have, well, I would say that I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. Apparently, there are no mistakes if you want to look at it that way. But my daughter went into the store and she got me several bottles of some different kind. I already had the antique copper, but I've got this royal gold, so I'll have to try that one out. And I think there's another one here, an antique gold, and I think those are all the ones. Yeah, because that's pure gold, which I wanted to try those new ones, but she got me a few bottles of the pure gold, and I have quite a bit of that. So the only one I've done, anyway, that was a sidebar there. The only one I've played around with is this pure gold. I have a couple of strips here, and then there's another one that I had to do a little extra to, but that's going to work out the way that I need it to. But this is what I've done. I've taken, and I wanted it to be thick, I thought, but now I'm thinking about it, it may have needed to be a little bit thinner, a little more pliable. But anyway, I didn't know how the extra layers would hold up with the thinner paper. So this is 110-pound cardstock, and I have just painted it gold, as you can see here. And I can see where when you paint this, you need to have like what is the word that I'm looking for? It needs to be a solid layer. Like you can see some chunks here. That's a little bit of the white coming through. So when you are painting on, and I guess a lot would depend on the brush, because I was using this, these foam brushes. So maybe next time I'll try a different type of brush. I'm not for sure. We'll just something to play around with. I'm loving the results that I got, and I'm only using these thin of layers. So if I cut down here, I can totally avoid, or when I get to that piece and it's cut differently, I can still go over it again. So that's not an adherence. Anyway, a deterrent, that's the word that I'm looking for. That's not going to deter me. I did have to do 3 layers though, so I will tell you that. And I let them dry in between each layer, of course. So putting that to the side, I wanted to kind of show you guys if this will work. However, I will say this to kind of, not as an excuse, but to explain some stuff. And that's why I was showing the way that I did these, the ridges here. So if you can see, let's turn it to the side again. Usually when you're doing this, if you don't have these, well, there are 2 issues. The first issue is doing the different levels. You're stepping it and the way you're using it. And the second one is, this is pretty thick fabric, and it got thicker because it got thicker when I added the acrylic paint to the fabric. So it's pretty thick fabric, so it's kind of bunching up here. I thought I wasn't going to like that, but then I started looking at it and I love it. It just adds more interest to the cover. And I'm really just getting to where I want to do things different. I want to start exploring other things. I don't want to necessarily have everything that's looking like everyone else's, which of course this does, but you know, come on, you guys. You understand what I'm saying, right? Okay, so anyway, this is my plan, and I have to find my other strip. I don't know what I've done with it. So I want to, and you guys know what I'm talking about. You can see what's going on here. So you know how some of the other, some of the books have the gold leafing or whatever you would call this, right? Stripping down the sides and then here. So the other piece I have, if I can find it, where are you hiding it? Okay, so it was right in front of me. Okay, so this one, and I have some errors or whatever you want to call it, like here, my fingerprint. And I tried to go over and smooth it out. I didn't worry about it too much because this one is going to go there. That's the plan anyway, so we're going to just jump into it and see how it turns out. Like I said, or I was trying to say, I don't know if I finished. This here, other than this being crooked, this may cause some issue because it's not flat. But like I was saying, I like the ridges, but it may interfere because if it were just a flat surface, you know, I could just glue it down like that and wouldn't have any problems with it or wouldn't have any issues. So, and I also want to make sure, now sometimes I'll do this to help prop that up. Let's see if that'll fit. It's actually too big and I don't want to, what else will fit there? That'll be too small. That'll be pretty good. Okay, so I want to make sure that it's somewhat straight. Though it is my journal, I still want to make sure that it's straight. And the thing here is, I could use Fabri-Tac to grab this fast, but what if it doesn't? What if I don't do it straight and I have to move it? So I'm just thinking here, you guys, I'm sorry, but you're working with me as I haven't tried this before. I wanted to get it on camera because if I have to do things as I feel them, otherwise they will not get done. So I don't have to stress too much, like I said, because this is my journal. but still I want to have something that when I open it to journal in it, that I'm proud of it, you know, that I feel good about it. So let me think here. It's going to push down in there. Do I want to use tacky glue or Fabri-Tac? I think I'm gonna go with the Fabri-Tac, you guys. So let me get my pens ready, and they're attached up to the pole, so this may shake. I'll have to cut that out. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and use the tacky glue. So turn it that way. And I only have one strip, so this has to be enough for all 4 sides. So I should have cut it in half. But I just need to make sure that I don't use, you know, take off more than what I'm going to use. And so what I also did, I didn't tell you guys. So after I cut them, you know, the paper is, I forgot what it's called, but it has a white inner base. You know how you can buy some black cardstock and when you cut it, it's white on the inside? That's what I'm talking about. So of course this is white cardstock, and then when I cut it, it was white on the edges, right? So I had to go in also on the side and just paint the side as well. And I just took my finger and I just dabbed a little bit on there and then ran it across there. I know there's a shadow there, but I can't help that. I'm trying to have the overhead light on, so you guys can see better what I'm doing. So I'm just turning it so that I can do the other side. My daughter's joined me this morning. Hello.
Hello.
And I'm just going to do the side the same way. Easy peasy. And that will be enough for the next one. Okay, what's up? You just gonna sit in here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take this part out of the video if you want to talk or something. And this right here is what I was talking about, this indentation here. So it's pretty much dried, but I did have to come in and tell you guys this. And I thought about it as I was doing it, and I went ahead anyway because I was on video. But like I said, this is my journal, and I'm, okay with it. Well, I'm really not okay with it, but for me, it's going to have to be okay. So when I did the paper clips, typically I would have just held it in place till it dried. But because I was on video and I wanted to get it done and move on to the next one for you guys, I used the paper clips. And as you can see, the paper clips dented in places, a little there. But I love the way that this turned out. And so what I'm also planning on doing is going through and dry brushing the gold. I've shown you guys how to do the dry brushing way back. But anyway, you just go through and dry brush all of this. And then I'll have the gold also coming through to here. I can also add some more here if I wanted to. And a little bit on those edges. And this is what the back part looks like. So, yeah, I know I'm flipping a little bit fast. So I do love the way that it turned out. So if you guys do decide to give this a try, let me know how it turns out for you. Till then, you guys have a wonderful grand rising, a wonderful evening, or a wonderful night, wherever you are.